104.1 KRBE.
Did you know the 3-digit extension of the...
All right, let's hit it.
Now time for Roula and Ryan's prank call.
All right, Special K's got something in store for somebody this morning.
So you go to krbe.com/prank call request and you will sign up for either a prank call on Friday or the robocall on Wednesday, where he uses a machine. It's a text to talk machine with different voices. This one has to do with an apartment landlord, and it's based on what you ask him to do for you. Mark contacted us. Let's get Mark on to tell us about his sweet mom.
Yeah, my mom, she is an apartment manager, and it really makes her mad when people call with some of the dumbest questions, especially those who call and don't have an actual job to pay for the apartment. She gets really irritated.
What do you want me to tell your mom at the end of the call when I reveal that it was you who set this up?
I just wanted to make her laugh instead of get angry.
Good morning. Thanks for calling Apartments at 105th Street. Carmen, how can I help you this morning?
Yes, ma'am. It's Tammy Lynn calling in regards to the apartment.
It's who, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am. It's have a yard.
What apartments are you calling about, ma'am?
The ones that are for rent, of course, ma'am.
You said, does it have a yard?
That's right.
They're not townhouses, ma'am. They're apartments.
It's got a little grass out front, though, right?
No, in certain areas of the property it does, but not in all of them. It has sidewalks in between some of them.
I got something I need to bury. You got nosy neighbors?
Well, you don't want to bury anything on our property, ma'am.
My last landlord was a problem.
You have a great day.
No,
all that.
Good morning. Thanks for calling Apartments at 110th Street. Carmen, how can I help you?
I'm calling about the apartment that's for rent.
What size unit are you looking for?
Just one for me, and I was seeing if I could test it out first, give it a dry run.
I don't know what you mean by dry run, sir.
You know, you and I could sit there and commiserate and chat and look around, and you see?
What size unit are you looking for, sir?
Yes. Does it have a door?
Sir?
A front door?
Sir, what size unit are you looking for?
It's just for me.
I don't have any bedrooms on the property, sir.
Okay, 2, and it has a commode. The last apartment I had to use a porta pot.
Sir?
And do you take Medicare Part D?
Sir, I'm going to give your number to the police.
Oh.
Yes.
Oh. What?
Thanks for calling Apartments at 110th Street. Carmen, how can I help you today?
Yes, ma'am. I think you were speaking to my father yesterday in regards to trying out an apartment, and he wanted me to give you all a call back.
Ma'am, what was your daddy's name?
Stanley, and yeah, I think there's a mistake. I think you were under the impression that he was a fool.
Yes. He seems like he was playing on the phone yesterday, I assume.
Okay. Well, what had happened was, do you know Mark?
A Mark who?
Your son.
Yeah.
Okay, so your son's setting me up. My name is Special K. I'm on his favorite radio station in Houston, Texas.
Oh, it was a prank.
Yes, I've called you a couple times. I asked you first if there's something I could bury in your yard.
I remember that call because I'm like, who is calling here from Texas playing on my phone? So I wrote the number down yesterday. I'm like, what the world is he asking me? I'm about to get my son.
Well, Mark said that he loves you, he misses you, and he said that you need a laugh after all these weird-ass calls that you get.
I did. I really did. And today, that's a good laugh, too. Because yesterday, I just kind of ignored it, and I believe I got one a week or two ago.
Sorry.
And it was kind of weird questions, and I'm like, so then yesterday when I got the call, I said, write down this number. Why is this person playing on my phone? And I said, sir, if you don't stop playing on my phone, I'm going to call the police on you.
I know. I was like,
I'm about to get my son, but thank you. I did need the laughter.
do you have a message for your son down here in H-Town?
Tell him I love him. And tell him I needed that laughter. I really do.
Here's all I would ask from you. Can you say these words? Can you say Special K pranked me on the Roula and Ryan show?
Special K pranked me on the Roula and Ryan show.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, Carmen.
You, Special K. Have a great morning. Bye-bye.
104.1.
KRBE.
Closure time. One last call to your ex to end this relationship. Closure time. Get them on the hotline and end this before it begins.
And that, my friend, is what they call closure.
I thought we had a connection, and all of a sudden,
Closure.
you're gone. What happened?
Now, closure could come in many forms. Closure from a long-lost friend, closure from a long-lost relative, a teacher that inspired you, but primarily a lot of people get ghosted after a couple of dates.
Because people are spineless.
Yeah.
How hard is it just to
dating,
text
yeah.
somebody?
It's just easier for them not to have to deal with the confrontation.
Even when I broke up with somebody, my rule was face-to-face.
Yeah.
Yeah,
not
that
on
doesn't
the
happen
phone.
now. People don't like to... they don't even-
Face-to-face, though, get you maced. So be careful. Maybe that's what
Is that what happened to you?
No, I mean, I did a public place, Starbucks.
Oh, you even rhymed that. Face-to-face, get you
Public
maced
place.
in a public place.
Yeah. So he doesn't get me.
Going on a race.
Okay, Jerry reached out to us at krve.com. Let's find out what's going on in Jerry's world. Good morning, Jerry.
Good morning. How are you?
Pretty good.
Hey,
Hey, Jerry.
we're doing great. So who is it you want closure with this morning?
I'd love some closure with this girl, Madison. I thought we had a great date, and I'm not hearing back from her. I just completely ghosted me.
Was it just one date?
Yeah, it was pretty great, though. I mean, we met on an app, and we chatted for a while back and forth, but I picked her up and took her to a very nice dinner. When it started, she told me how handsome I was, so that was a win right off the bat right there. We had great conversation throughout the night, delicious dinner, and at the end of the night, we had this amazing makeout session. So why would I not think that it went well? And
So there had to be something you did. If she called you handsome, because I never had that happen.
she was very forward, and
Well,
that's
did she say
that's
it like
key to
she's
me.
surprised that you were better looking in person than she thought you were going to be? Or
Well, at first she joked because we've dated other people before through the app, and she said, "Oh, you actually look like your picture, and even a little better." I said, "Oh, thank you. That's very kind of you, and confident of you, which I admire in a woman."
But you didn't go home with her. You just said...
You said
They
made out,
make out
though.
session.
Yeah.
Where was that at?
Oh, when I was dropping her off, yeah.
Okay.
How long was the makeout?
I mean, I don't want to get too crude with it, but I mean, it's lasted for at least a minute or so.
What was the exit conversation? Like, what's the last thing she said to you?
I mean, I said, "Love to see you again." She said, "Yeah, that'd be great."
Did you get out of the car? Did you get out of the car and then...
Walk her to the door.
Yeah, I walked her to the door. Yeah.
It sounds like that should have had some kind of...
Follow-up date?
Okay, Jerry, so let's just welcome her now and get the answer. Good morning to Madison.
Hi, good morning.
Hey,
Madison.
Madison. So you heard all of that. What is your perspective?
I'm not a materialistic girl, okay? But he bragged on and on about how he's from Maine and he's a seafood expert, and oh my gosh, he was going to take me to this incredible seafood dinner, and it was just going to knock my socks off. And he took me to Red Lobster. You know?
Red Lobster?
You're kidding me, right?
Lobster.
This is Houston, Texas.
Wait, a guy
Not
from
that-
Maine would not be bragging about... I mean, look, Red Lobster is Red Lobster. It's a national chain. But somebody who
Right.
specifically... Like, as a Greek girl, I'm not going to tell you about this amazing Greek food and then take you to, like, the little...
Equivalent of a-
the equivalent of a food truck on the
Yeah.
street corner of New York.
Jerry, you took her to
Right.
Red Lobster?
I did, and it was delicious. I don't understand what the big deal was.
I pass one all the time on 290.
That's the one. That's
That
the
was-
one
yeah,
that we
and-
went to.
uh-huh.
Maybe
oh
you...
my gosh, they live in your neighborhood, Ryan.
Oh, my God.
Okay, now
Maybe you
hold on.
built it up too much. Maybe because...
Yeah. What
Madison,
exactly
you-
did he say to you about this seafood experience?
I mean, he just went on and on about how he can tell the difference between, you know, some commercially farmed lobster versus something that's a little bit more. Here's the deal. I don't know anything about lobster. I don't know these things. But when you're talking about something that someone claims to be an expert about, you kind of assume you're going to have something that you probably can't take yourself.
So you ghosted him because he took you to Red
Red
Lobster.
Lobster still, it's a popular place.
Yeah, I mean, obviously it exists for a reason, but it's just a shocker that that's what he chose. It's like saying you love Italian food and you picked Olive Garden.
It's a national treasure. Thank you very much.
It's a national treasure.
Red Lobster is great. You can't really complain about the biscuits and all of those things. The dinner was fine itself.
You ate it
But
all.
the
You enjoyed it.
conversation- Oh my gosh, the conversation, he didn't stop talking about himself. And he's a good-looking guy, so he probably thinks he can get away with that. But it was just so obnoxious. And then the worst part was when the bill came, he actually asked me to pay for my half.
Jerry.
Jerry.
Now, hold on a second. Not only that shocking, but you kissed him. Why'd you kiss him after that? You're turned off during the date, and he asked you to split it.
Yeah,
Did you split it?
I mean, yeah, I did because, I mean, it's fine. We can go Dutch. But he asked me out on the date and made it this big deal about he's going to take me out for this great dinner. I didn't anticipate that.
Why'd you kiss him, though? Roula's right. Wouldn't you be turned off?
Well, I mean, sometimes you just have to check and make sure that, he got a little handsy then. And
Jerry, you got handsy.
Well,
what do you mean by handsy?
You're making out for a
What do
minute.
you think he means by handsy, Ryan? What's handsy mean?
he definitely did a little gropage of the breasticle area.
Oh my God, Jerry!
Okay, hold on. I gotta throw this your way.
I want to
too.
hear Jerry. Jerry's
Because
really
Jerry,
quiet.
You're telling us you friend zoned this girl. I'm shocked. You're shocked she didn't call you back. If you really like a girl, you don't ask her to go Dutch. That's a friend zone move, in my opinion. The guy's not into me.
Yeah, why'd you do that?
That's terrible.
I mean, that's the way things are done these days. It's 2023. It's not 1950. You split the bill.
Honestly, Madison didn't get the memo because she didn't seem happy about it.
Yeah, that's not cool, dude.
I mean, where should I have taken you? Long John Silver's instead of Red Lobster? I mean, she's doing nice seafood dinner. I'm sorry I invited you out.
I would probably give you a pass on the split if you chose to split after you heard what she was saying and how the vibe you were feeling. But you're saying this is 2023. It's how things are done.
Oh, he went in with full intention of sticking her with half the bill.
You invite someone.
You are responsible for paying. When you ask somebody out, you pay.
I can pay. That's fine. It's the assumption, or rather, the really uncomfortable, so you got your half, right? What response is that? It's just the assumption. It's so strange.
Red Lobster, they have a Bar Harbor Lobster Bake Family Meal. It's for $95.
Eric, he said he was from Maine and an expert on seafood. You would think that you're going to some fancy schmancy place.
Be grateful I didn't take you to a place that charges $100 for one thing.
What?
He's got a point, though, because she was going to have to pay half of a more expensive meal.
Oh, yeah. They went somewhere and he meant to split.
I mean, yeah.
Okay. Well,
Well, now we know, Jerry.
Now we know what happened.
Do better, dude.
He doesn't have to. He's good looking.
She didn't tell me to stop. She's saying I'm aggressive with the kids. It went on for at least a minute or so. And she didn't say, hey, get your hands off me.
God,
I just assumed
you're
that's
going to
where
let
it
me
was going.
kiss you. I can do whatever I want.
Yeah. Jerry, you got to
God,
lose the
sound like a
caveman
caveman.
mentality.
Oh, man.
Anyway, okay, Jerry, you got your answer. Madison, thank you for elaborating and telling us that. I don't know if any lessons have been learned on either side.
I don't think
this
so.
This is the state of dating. It's maddening and insane.
Good thing you guys didn't go for Mexican food and find a Chi-Chi's. They're still around.
They just don't exist here, do they?
No. I'm taking you to the finest Tex-Mex restaurant on the planet.
It has a bell.
Yeah, well.
Yeah, exactly.
And there are a lot of tacos
No,
there.
I'm taking them to the Cabana, the TC.
The TC.
All right,
They
y'all.
got
Take
liquor
care.
there.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Makes me smile.
Spin the wheel, find out what's the deal. It's Roula's relationship roulette on KRB.
One more time. I love it.
Hey, I did something good.
Yep.
Yeah.
Thanks,
I
Juno.
made this song.
Here we
Spin
go.
the wheel, find out what's the deal. It's Roula's relationship roulette on KRB.
All right, 833-390-KRBE. That is Roula's Relationship Roulette, where usually I'll throw out a question and get some feedback from you guys about, what's the biggest stressor about the holidays, spending the holidays with your mate's family or something like that we did before the holidays. Now, the one I want to focus on today, because it's our first Relationship Roulette of 2025, and we talked about this in detail in the last hour, is if you're single and you are just done, you feel like you're going to throw in the towel, like you're done. The state of dating sucks.
Someone just said, did you see that person?
No.
They said, throw in the towel. It's not worth it. I went on Bumble date recently, ended up paying for the whole thing because I thought we were splitting the date. So I pulled up my credit card and he goes, oh, you're paying? So that's awesome. Thank you.
Oh. Classless.
First of all, like Ryan says, and I don't know if it's sexist or not, but I just feel like if you're the man, you should pay.
I couldn't. I just know what works for me. I could never go out, ask somebody on a date, and expect them to pay.
Even if they asked me on the date, I'd still pay.
I'm going to pay. I mean,
So, yeah, if you are really down in the dumps about the prospects, we want people who are in relationships, especially if you were in this position last year and you found somebody in 2024, to tell us what worked for you or what's tried and true. Like you, not only it worked for you, like maybe for your friend, your neighbor, your coworker. So 833-390-KRBE.
Inspire people.
Have you fill up the phone lines as much as you can so we can go down the line and
I help others out there.
Of course. So Kennedy is up first. Hi, Kennedy. Welcome to the Roula and Ryan Show.
Hi.
Hello. Good morning.
Okay, so yes,
Kennedy, you're the first Roula relationship caller of 2025.
What is it?
You get to tell us your information. Okay, so tell us what has worked for you, or tell us your story.
Yes. Okay. So I was definitely at my wit's end with dating. Okay. I was, my much younger friend, she's 25, had convinced me to get on the app. So I'm like, okay, whatever I'm doing, it's not working. I work too much. I have a son. It was not working. Right.
Which app? Which app did your friend tell you about?
Okay, I wasn't sure if I could.
Of course you can. It was on Hinge.
Yeah. So she's in a long-term relationship with a great guy from Hinge. So she recommended it to me. So I'm like, okay. I did go on a couple of dates. One of the guys I dated for a few months, and honestly, there was nothing wrong with this man. He was perfect, checked all the boxes. To me, there was something missing. So, girls, he's out there somewhere, but wasn't for me. So I kind of was just like, whatever, stopped. Went off on a limb going out on a guy who had like really no pictures of himself, but seemed very well spoken. I felt like we could, have really good conversation.
But he did have at least one picture, Kennedy. He did at least have one picture, right?
He did, but he wasn't looking at the camera. And one of them was like the side of his face.
Why would you even post
he did
that?
stay on there.
Okay.
It worked.
Yeah.
Well, he did say, he was like, I don't like taking pictures, but these are the ones that I have, right? So I was like, okay, he's pretty candid about, this weird thing about him.
Yeah.
I only expected to go just to have a drink and to talk to somebody. Well, this is the easiest relationship that I've ever been. I don't have to try, not that I don't have to try, but we just mesh so well, and things are going fantastic.
The chemistry is there.
How long have y'all been dating now?
Yes,
How long has it been now?
The chemistry is there. It's been almost 6 months.
Nice.
Oh,
And you did the holiday stuff. You did the real 6 months. The first 6 months are easier, January to July. July to December.
When you feel it,
holidays.
you feel it. When
That's
that
awesome.
chemistry is there.
Wait, Kennedy, how did the holiday thing go? Was it not tense at all, or did you meet his family? Or was that weird?
No, it wasn't awkward at all. His family is from out of town. And then I have a kid, so, we're not really ready for him to meet my son. So, or I'm not ready for him to meet my son.
Well, that's
so
smart.
It just worked out. It just worked out because, like I said, it's so easy. Like, we don't put any pressure on each other. Like, I don't know, like Ryan said, the chemistry is just there. So my whole thing, and this might be a hot take, is like, if you vibe with somebody based off of their written, biography or whatever, and there's not a whole lot of pictures, maybe give them a shot, because had I not given this man a shot, because I wasn't going out with him as like a date. It was more just like, okay, sure, why not? Like, I'm fed up. I want to go out. I want company, whatever.
But what you're saying is also kind of a red flag, though, when there's no pictures up there. Maybe it's from all the years of doing roses, but
maybe he's not.
It's a red flag.
Well, he didn't have no pictures, though. It was just
It just wasn't straight on face. She said.
Yeah.
Okay,
side angle.
But Kennedy, to your point, I am going to agree with you, and I like that you're saying just give it a shot, because I feel like we are so hyper cautious, especially as single women.
Yeah.
That if I was single and I saw this guy's side profile picture, like he doesn't care, I'm like, this guy doesn't care. Why is he even on here? I'm not.
What's he hiding?
What makes Hinge so much better than other dating sites? I've never been on one before.
Well, hold on. Let me ask
Hinge?
Oh, wait, yeah.
What's the hook of that app?
That's what you recommend?
Because Kennedy, somebody else while you were
think
talking said
appeal
that's
of
the one.
Hinge is that, people are looking for more long-term relationships on Hinge, in my opinion, and wanting to get to know you, like playing the long game, rather than, which I feel like on the other apps it's more like, hey, let's get together and just do the thing. But also, what I've noticed is that the more selfies that a man has, the worse the date, or the more cringy the person.
He's kind of narcissistic.
Yeah.
The more selfies, the more the worse the man is.
If he does selfies a lot while he's looking up,
gym selfies,
holding his dog.
He's probably obsessed with
Eric's
himself.
taking a shot at me. I wasn't trying
to. Or when he's
like
sick
fish.
and not feeling good. Are those selfies hot?
I'll tell you.
Who's posting 6 selfies as their profile pictures?
I would do that as a profile
Okay,
pic.
wait, let's get back to Candy real quick. I want to ask one more question before I let you go about Hinge, because Trey had called in about Hinge too, but he had to go to work and he said Hinge is where it's at. Is Hinge connected to your Facebook still? Because my cousin got married off Hinge when nobody even knew Hinge existed, only because his contact on Facebook connected him to a girl that his coworker was friends with and that's how Hinge worked, and that's how they got married.
Is that how it works?
Is that connections from Facebook or no? They change it now.
I think you have to. There may be an option, but mine is not.
Okay,
mine isn't.
Yeah, I would like
All right,
that.
so it's just Hinge is just Hinge
Mom
the way
and Dad,
it is.
see me on Hinge.
Okay.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
It was like, your contacts. Who do you know in your contacts that's also on Hinge?
One more thing about Hinge is that it'll continue to recommend people to you that they think that you would click with, because I had seen this man's profile like 2 or 3 times, right? But I just kept swiping because I was like, there's no pictures of him. Like, well,
okay, gotcha. So wore you down.
Yes, so that too. If it continues to, if the algorithm is telling you that you may click with this person, maybe listen to the algorithm.
Okay. Well, that's great to know. Kennedy, thanks so much for all the
Kennedy.
info.
Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you.
Let us know how it plays out
You'll
for
be
you.
engaged in a year from now. We'll be like, hey.
I like the fact that
Remember
she's
I called?
taking
Play
it
your wedding.
slow and being cautious, not introducing him to her child.
Let's go to the phones at 833-390-KRB. If you're single and you're sick of it and you're fed up with the dating scene, we're asking people who are not single anymore, what did they find? How did they find their person? Where did they find them? And would they learn about maybe finding somebody new? Katie's on the phone. Hi, welcome to the Rule and Ryan Show, Katie.
Hi, how are you guys?
Morning.
Good. So I'm assuming that you are in a relationship now, and that's why you're supposed to be calling. You're in a relationship now, and you're going to give us some pointers to the others. What did you learn, or what did you find? What do you want to share?
Yes, I'm married for 3 years in a month, and my advice is to compromise a little on the idea that you have in your head. I've seen it for all of my friends where they're like, he has to be this perfect person and he has to go to the gym. And I was the same way because my whole family is tall and I wanted a really tall guy because that's what I'd always dated. And I took a chance on my husband. He's 5'1", and he's the best thing that's ever happened to me. So I feel like, compromising on that idea that you have is kind of important. Same thing for some of my friends. Like, they wanted them to be a specific, religion. Like, they're Christian, but they dated someone Catholic and now they're married. And
Well, Christian is Catholic, by the way.
Yeah.
I know.
Christian is Catholic.
The word Catholic means universal
you don't
Christian.
Have to tell me.
Or maybe like Presbyterian.
Yeah.
And then you're marry a Catholic. That's those churches are different.
Yeah.
Catholicism will take over.
Yeah,
which is
that's
Christian,
yes,
but
it
that's
will.
not Catholic.
True, but I'm
Yeah.
just saying they're both. It's not like you're saying you're Catholic and you're dating
But you
Jewish.
can be a different kind of Christian. You
Yeah, like there's different factions of Christians. But she was saying Christian dating a Catholic. I thought she was going to say, somebody who's Christian dating somebody who's Jewish.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I thought it was going to be opposite.
I like your idea, though. It's just-
Ideal.
It doesn't always have to be. It could be something different.
You're saying compromise a little
Yeah.
bit because you were not going to you would not have compromised on maybe a height thing. And look at you, you're happily married. That's great, Katie. Thank you so much for calling the
that.
show.